Hey guys, Warthunders here, again. Today we will rate the brand new Rafale M F3 R in War Thunder. We will talk about its rating, how to play it, its pros and cons, and its information. So without further ado, let's get started. The Assault Rafale M F3 R is essentially the final boss of the French naval line. Essentially, France said, let's make some French bias. It is the final boss of the French Naval Line at BR 14.7, and when we break down the numbers, it's clear why it's currently the apex predator of the skies in this brand new update. For speed, I'm giving it a good 87 out of 100. While it hits around a structural wall at around 1500 kilometers an hour on the deck, its transonic acceleration and ability to supercruise are elite, ensuring you're always the one dictating the tempo of the engagement. Its agility is a staggering 97 out of 100, and its dogfighting capability set at a near perfect 90 out of 100. Thanks to close-coupled Delta canard flight models that allow for arcade-like high alpha pulls and an instant nose pointing that leaves F-15s and Sukhois wondering what the heck just happened. This is really a good plane in my opinion. The armament takes a noticeable hit, however, at 72 out of 100 in my opinion, purely because of the internal 30mm Nexter cannon. While it's a high velocity delete button that's 125 round capacity is notoriously punishing for anyone without perfect trigger discipline. However, the missiles bounce back at the score with a whopping 95 out of 100, utilizing Mika M Fox 3s, which feature incredible ECCM, though the missile range is more modest at 84 out of 100 in-game, because the Mika bleeds speed much faster than the AMRAAM at long ranges, making it a medium-range specialist rather than a true BVR sniper. For the ground pounders, the cast armament earns a 94 out of 100, because the combination of the Talios targeting pod and the AASM hammer smart bombs makes precision strikes almost too easy for you. Your survivability is also a solid 92 out of 100 in my opinion, due to the Spectra defense suite and its top-tier MAWS missile warning detection system and RWR radar warning receiver integration, while your offensibility hits a 96 out of 100, which is really good, because the ASA radar and HMD combo mean if you can see it, you can probably kill it. When rated against other 14.3 and 14.7 aircraft, it's a dominant 93 out of 100, generally outrating the Eurofighter in a phone booth and out-teching the Eagle in a scramble. Bringing all those factors together, the Rafale M F3 R earns an overall score of 94 out of 100. It is the definitive multi-role king that only asks for a little bit of ammo management in exchange for total air supremacy. TLDR, its dogfighting is 98 out of 100, missiles 95 out of 100, speed 87 out of 100, CAS/ground 94 out of 100. Overall, I'm giving it a 94 out of 100. Now, how to play it? Now, having the stats is one thing, but flying this beast to its full potential is another. To master the Rafale M, you need to play its strengths as a medium-range predator. First, the Mika M meta. Do not treat these like M120s. These aren't long-range snipers. The sweet spot for a Mika launch is between 10 and 18 kilometers. At this range, the missile's thrust vectoring makes it nearly impossible to kinematically dodge. Thanks to the Rafale's ASA radar, it is virtually unnotchable if you maintain a hard track lock. The data link will guide that missile through almost any defensive maneuver that the enemy tries. Note, if you're going to fire this from over 20 kilometers, it will be notchable at between 50 and 90 degrees, making it extremely terrible at long ranges, which is why I say between 10 and 18 kilometers in my opinion. Second, radar and HMD. Use your HMD, which is HMD stands for helmet mounted display, religiously. In a dogfight, stop trying to get your nose perfectly on target. Just look at the enemy and slave your Mika M's or Magic 2s to your vision. You can pull off over-the-shoulder shots that will leave the opponents complaining about the broken physics in the chat. Third, it's ammo discipline. With 125 rounds of 30mm, you cannot afford to spray like the F-15 or any other American jet. Tip: bind a specific key for secondary weapon selection and only trigger the cannon when you are within 500 meters and have a clear, steady lead. Think of the gun as a surgical scalpel, not a chainsaw. Finally, the Spectra advantage. Trust your maw missile approach warning, because the Rafale has a 360-degree coverage. You can stay aggressive longer than other pilots. When the Spectra screams, pop a single flare and chaff, reinforce bursts, and pull a high G brake. The Rafale's energy retention is so good that you'll be back at Mach 1 before the enemy can even reload. Pros and cons. Pros. Why you'll love it. One Circle King. Its unmatched nose pointing and low speed agility, thanks to its Delta Canard design, is extremely good. You will have fun with it, in my opinion, when I tried it. Second, its Mika EM dominance. It features some of the best Fox 3 missiles in game, with nearly unnotchable ECCM at close range. Third, its elite avionics. Equipped with an ASA radar, HMD, and Spectra defensive suite for 360 situational awareness, it is basically a flying tank. Impossible to kill, but easy to kill others. Fourth, its Talios precision in CAS. The best targeting pod in the French tech tree is making high-altitude casts with a breeze. Using the AASM SBU-64 hammer bombs, you can kill any target without even thinking where to hit. Fifth, its violent acceleration. The twin Snecma engines provide incredible thrust-weight ratio and supercruise capability. Sixth, and finally, carrier utility. You can repair and re-arm naval carriers, providing a tactical edge on specific maps, like the Denmark map. Cons. What you need to watch out for. You need to extremely watch out for this, except the second one. First, ammo anxiety. Oh, this is silent. Only 125 rounds for the 30mm cannon. You will run dry in seconds if you're not precise, which is why you only fire in bursts, not in one round, or not like a chainsaw, as we said. Second, its naval drawback. Well, with it being roughly 500 kilograms heavier than the Rafale C at its nose, it slightly impacts its vertical energy retention by around half to 1 second. Third, its top speed wall. The structural limits on the deck mean you will be outrun by F-15s and Typhoons in a straight line. Fourth, the Mika energy bleed. While it's lethal at medium range and close range, the Mika EM loses energy faster than the EMO-20C at extreme distances. Fifth, its extreme upkeep. The high repair costs and a brutal end-of-the-line modification grind makes it extremely hard to survive in it. Finally, the information about it. The Assault Rafale M F3 R is overall the ultimate proof that French bias is finally a reality at the top of the 14.7 battle rating bracket. This isn't just another Delta Wing Mirage, it is a navalized UFO that has effectively broken the top tier meta by combining low speed agility of our Gripen with the raw high altitude thrust of around an F-15C. Even with its 500 kilogram rate penalty on its nose from its reinforced naval gear and arrestor hook, its flight model feels almost like an arcade FM in realistic battles, pulling high alpha maneuvers that should technically rip off the wings, yet it retains energy with terrifying efficiency. Its biggest I win button is the Mika EM missile, an active radar homing beast with such aggressive ECCM and high G tracking that notching it feels like rather a suggestion rather than a solution. While its stock ground is a nightmare of 2 Magic 2s and 2 Mika M's with a prayer, a fully spaded Rafale M is arguably one of the best one-circle fighters in the game, utilizing its ASA radar and HMD to slosh missiles around corners before the enemy can even get an RWR ping. For ground RB enjoyers, like me, the Talios targeting pod provides a crystal clear thermal feed that puts the old Damocles pod to shame, turning the AASM hammer strikes into a point-and-click adventure. The only true downside you have, however, which you need to know, which will delete anything you touch, however, is only 125 rounds, which is the 30mm Nexter cannon. You have to be more disciplined than a monk, or you'll find yourself returning to the battlefield every single engagement. Overall, I would rate it a 9.3 out of 10 in general. It's expensive, it's a long grind, but it is undoubtedly the undisputed king of the carrier deck and the most versatile multi-role platform Warthunder has ever seen. The Rafale M is clearly a new heavyweight champion, but I want to hear from you guys. Are you sticking with the Mirage 2005F for lower repair costs, or are you going all in for the naval grind? Let me know in the comments. If you think the MECAM is actually broken, or if the F-15 pilots just need to learn how to notch, tell me in the comments. If this guide helped you stay alive for more than 2 minutes in top tier, please drop a like and subscribe for more high fidelity flight reviews, and I'll see you on the carrier deck.